Yeah, hello, welcome to this video. I'm back with a new rapid game after quite a break. I'm simply too busy with my move and other things, so I don't really find the time at the moment to do much for the channel. So a 15-minute game on ICC, and I've got an opponent who is rated quite similar to myself, like 2200. Okay, he played this knight bd7 line. I think g4 is an interesting answer, intending g5. Black normally replies with h6 now. Yeah, not sure how this is now continued. I could fianchetto, like bishop g2, knight ge2, h3, or I could play some f3 setup and claim that, yeah, I somehow created a weakness. Hard to tell. Yeah, f3, I don't know. Maybe I can play like this, bishop e3, e5, f3, and if he takes, then queen d4. Okay, not sure. Alright, he just plays the standard kind of moves here, which is preparing here. c6 is preparing b5, so I cannot really play a4. This would be really weird. Yeah, I should try to play long castles quickly and then go for h4 and g5. This is the idea after all. It's certainly risky. I mean, he's quick with b5. Not sure if this is really a good plan that I'm pursuing here. Probably after g4, h6, a move like h3 and bishop g2 is a wiser choice. But all right, let's see what we can do here. My castle now, long castle, he probably play b5 instantly. Yeah, but what can I do? He plays b5. I can play king b1 and then knight c2, e2. Haven't played knight e2 yet, so the knight can go e2, g3. It's a possible route. Yeah, black probably is alright in this position. He shouldn't have any big problems. Maybe he can even try to play for long castles. It's a possibility. Just bishop b7 and castles long. I don't think he can have a castle short. I mean, this looks risky with h4, g5. He can certainly just play a normal move like bishop e7. But not clear. Maybe he's irritated by moves like knight takes b5 or knight d5, which are always a possibility after king b1, like knight b5 Queen takes d2, knight c7 check. It's not working for white, but it's a motif that black needs to be aware of. Yeah, of course, this was also an idea. Just taking this and trying to gain time in some way with c5 or something. Still, I feel that this should be okay for me. If he attacks this bishop, I can just take on f6, I guess. It's the dark squares look problematic, but on the other hand, I have nice chances here on the white squares, on the light squares. Bishop c4, knight to d5. So this must be fine for me. And where is he going to castle? I mean, castle short after h4 is just impossible, I think. This looks rather promising for white, I would say. The problem is my dark squares are weak, but he's got the bishop on e7, and on e7 it's not doing very much. It's basically just protecting d6, but that's all. And my next moves are simply knight g2, e2, and h4 and g5, and I'm not sure. He needs to play some defense against this, but not quite sure what it is. Yeah, looks tricky. Ah, g5. Yeah, I thought about that, but I thought knight d5 would be good for me. Pardon me, sorry. I hope you... Yeah, I still got some remnants of this cold. It's not quite over yet. This is also why I didn't do videos the last couple of days. Sometimes my voice was simply not good enough to do anything like 20 minutes in a row of commentating. Alright, so now I can just win a pawn with knight f6 and grabbing on d6, but hard to believe that this should be the best move. I want simply to strengthen this position. Just knight g3 f5 is an idea, and I also have h4. Yeah, no h4. I mean, it's hard to believe that black would be able to survive this. I just take here and open the h file. Takes with the piece, I can play f4. Let's say bishop takes, I can play f4. Yeah, frankly, this looks just like a complete disaster. Yeah, just rook takes. Yeah, I can just take with the rook. Why is there something better? I mean, rook takes, he cannot even take on f3. This is mate. Knight e7 and rook g6. And I can just double on the h file. Next move. Oh. Yeah, well, this is checkmate. Knight e7.
Check.
And rook g6 check. Queen h6 mate.
Check.
And mate next move. Yeah, queen
Black
h6 mate.
resigns.
Yeah, I can only move the king, and then queen h6
Checkmate.
is mate. Yeah, I don't know. I think taking nc5 isn't a good idea, really. Maybe you can take, but c5 is probably too much. I think black should simply, in this position, continue to develop bishop e7 or something. You can also think about b4 and then bishop e7, yeah, but just complete your development. Oh, he moved. Yeah, this is probably better. Probably he agrees to that. And now he backed up. Oh, this is curious. Yeah, well, I think a pretty decent game, but he shouldn't really take on d4. This was rather short. I tried
Game started.
Okay, I'll get another game, so I'll make a rapid session out of this, and play d4 again. And I'm playing and someone from the Philippines here, Nicole 23. Yeah, whatever. And rating is close to 2,200. And what we get, a King's Indian. All right. So yeah, white choice against the King's Indian. I'll play the Sämisch again, but I've tried all kinds of lines against the King's Indian. The Sämisch is one of them. It's also one of the recommendations in this d4 repertoire series that I produced last year. Oops, bishop e3. Yeah, now it's a curious moment. Will black take on d4, or will he permit me to play d4, d5? It's interesting now. In fact, black's move order already is slightly suspicious, because you don't really want to play this h6 move. Knight d7, okay. Yeah, well, he's playing sort of old-fashioned way, this opening. It's not completely terrible, but it's rather passive. So my next move will be g4. Yeah, maybe not now. Now after g4, he's got ideas of playing knight f4, probably sacrificing a piece, a pawn. I'm sorry, not a piece, of course. But I don't need to do that really. I can just castle long. f5 would be really questionable. Okay, probably a b5. It's one of his ideas to steer up trouble. Alright, so b5. Is this really a threat? Yeah, well, not really, but yeah, this is a kind of position where black is basically positionally almost busted, but he will play all kinds of moves to steer up trouble. This is the first pawn sacrifice. He takes f bishop f4, and then he will play b5, sacrificing another pawn, and white is just 2 pawns up. But you always need to be cautious because of this bishop, which is strong on the long diagonal, no doubt about that. Alright, so bishop e2 to cover here. Yeah, now b5. As mentioned, this is just the typical kind of counterplay that black tries to get when he's yeah, he doesn't have any normal play left. He just needs to sacrifice stuff to get activity. But it's not without its points, of course. Yeah, the question is, I mean, can I take it? It's not clear if I'm able to. Could take e5 and b5, but this is really really too much. I don't want to give away the bishop here on f4. I think I should play bishop to d4 and probably f4 at some point. Of course, I'm returning a pawn now on c4, but this is unavoidable. Yeah, g4 is double-edged. What I played, it's just the kind of move that tells black, okay, I call your bluff, but this is not a complete bluff. I mean, probably this is something that a computer will defend easily against with white, but it's not easy at all to play. Yeah, this is surprising. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think g5 probably provokes him to play h5, and then I want to go f4. f4, knight takes c4, takes bishop d4. This is my idea. To get rid of the strong bishop and get a good structure, as c4 will stay a weak pawn, and any kinds of endgames would be very good for me. So my idea was knight c4, bishop takes, bc, bishop d4, and this should be a quite good position for white. I don't really see what else he could do. Yeah, this looks nice. Okay, he still has got this b file where he maybe can try to drum up some counterplay. Right, so bishop g4. Can or should I take on g7? That's an interesting point. Or just rook e1? Bishop g7, rook d1, bishop f8. Bishop retreats. Bishop retreats. I've got bishop h6 and win. Okay, so I can take here first. Clarify the structure. The question is, where do I go now? Yeah, probably to e1 still. I always have this queen d4, c4, grabbing this pawn and restoring the pawn advantage. I'm not so much keen on winning this pawn. I mean, I can do this, no, not a big deal. What I'd like to do is get rid of the queens. This would be helpful. For example, an endgame without any heavy pieces, queens off and rooks off, would be just resignable for black. I'll get this pawn and also have an advantage on the king side, so would be a very easy win. Okay, but this is just a theoretical assumption now that he's played f6, and it looks like king side is going to be opened even. Question is, how do I react now? I can play h4. in order to retake with the h-pawn. Or I could play entirely differently. Taking queen takes looks a bit strange, as queen f4 immediately is a threat. But I could play h3. This is an idea. h3, bishop back to d7 probably, and then rook e to g1, intending to recapture with the rook on g5. Wouldn't be bad, probably. Okay, let's try this. Get some play on the g file. I'm only wondering, bishop d7, rook to g1. What if black plays f5? But f5 is probably a disaster. Yeah, f5 is just nonsense. f5, I can play queen d4 and e5. Okay. Yeah, how do I continue now? f5 looks aggressive. It's probably good, yeah. f5. G takes f5, queen e2, something like this. Or g6. Queen e2 is good. It's good though. Yeah, okay, this must be correct, yeah. Just opening it up. Taking g5, rook g5 is just curtains. So what now? g6, he'll probably play king g7, and it's not clear that I have such a great continuation. So maybe just queen to e2, yeah. Attacking h5. Yeah, bishop e8. He can probably play this, but I can play h4. Yeah, h4. Yeah, on this I actually thought g6 should be good, but maybe I'm not evaluating this correctly. It's possible, but g6 looks strong. But it doesn't open the position. Maybe this is the entirely wrong approach. Why not take? If I take on f6, I'm threatening rook g7 instantly, so he needs to retake, and then rook g5. Yeah, come on, this must be good. The whole king side is open. So rook f6, rook g5. Very hard to believe that this shouldn't be a win. So h5 is hanging. If he takes on e4, I can take with the knight, threatening knight f6. Yeah, he's not. The rook on a8 is not really helping in defense. And I'm very quick now with rook h to g1 as a further reinforcement. hard to believe that he could that there is a defense. Sometimes you're surprised. Chess position is something very resilient sometimes, but looks very difficult to defend. If he just protects h5 like rook h6, I think I'll just go rook g1. I don't think this should be defensible. No, but maybe I'm too optimistic. Let's say he plays f4, yeah? f4 using the f pawn. Rook takes h5 and rook h6. Is this winning? Yeah, well, it's probably not an instant win. He's got queen e5 maybe. Okay, yeah, there I thought just rook g1. Just rook g1, intending rook g7. Rook g7 is not winning immediately, but it's very close to that. Okay. Queen e5. Queen f4, yeah, is a possible idea. What about okay, this doesn't help. I was thinking about queen e3. Yeah, I can also just take it. I mean, on h5, I think. Of course, this is a position where you really want to mate. What about queen g2? Let's just look at candidate moves here. Queen g2, with the idea of rook g7 and rook g8. What is he playing against this move? Yeah, I don't know. Not much, probably. The idea is rook g7, rook king to h8, rook g8 check, king to h7, and queen g7 and mate next move. Not quite sure how to. Not sure how to defend this. I don't see a move really. Yeah, looks deadly. Rook g7. Yeah, rook g7. Can also, yeah, the rook on h6 has no square. It cannot move. King move doesn't help with rook g8 coming, and the bishop on d7 is a dead piece. Yeah, I can give this check on f4, but this is just a spy check. Alright, I switched the audio off for a couple of seconds because I had some really bad cows here. So yeah, this is basically waiting for the resignation. I don't see a move really. Would be really shocked if he would find something, or she, don't know. Yeah, I think this position was here was fairly unclear. It's certainly interesting to play for black. I'm pretty sure though that this should be good for white. Maybe there's something else that he can do here, like taking now on c4. Hard to tell. It's a very complicated position. Yeah, well, the game's not over yet. He's still thinking or doing whatever. Sometimes people also simply don't resign for whatever reason. Just let the clock run down.
Check.
Yeah, but sometimes you have the strong feeling that there is something and some defense, and then you simply don't want to resign. I understand that. Sometimes I have the same thing, where I think, all right, okay, I'm bad and so on, but there should be some way to defend. Okay, now I can just take on h5 and play queen g7 mate. Yeah,
check.
Mate in 2 moves should be okay. There's certainly not a mate in 1. Yeah, this was really really interesting. At first I thought this is just nonsense, but what he did, but maybe g4 is too sharp, because this really gives black play. There's no doubt about that. It's a bit yeah, it's a bit fishy maybe, but it's dangerous. No doubt about that. So yeah, I think this looks pretty normal. Yeah, but this seems better for me. I mean, I've got the very good knight on c3, which is very stable. It cannot be pushed away from c3, and it really keeps the position together. The bishops here get exchanged, and now I'm just better with the knight against the bishop. The bishop is a bit of a stupid piece here, and I've got these ideas with f5 and so on. So this is certainly good for me. Yeah, computer wants to go f5 now immediately, probably stronger. No, I'm sorry, I need to stop here. My voice is failing me. I'm sorry, really. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it anyway, despite the cold symptoms here. And yeah, have a good time. I'll be back soon, hopefully, without the cold.